Hello my treasures, it's time to make a splash with Sire, Denathrius, OTK Druid. So for this combo, we're going to be slamming down Kael'thas, using a 2-cost minion that isn't a bounce back, slamming down Thaddius for free, bouncing back that 2-cost minion, and then bouncing back the bounce back, which will make Sire Denathrius for free. And then you can either bounce back the bounce back to go again, or Sire, then slam down Astalor, and then you can slam down Sire, which will hopefully finish off your opponent. And while in that footage it didn't finish off our opponent, if we had a third bounce back, which I added after that game, we could in theory go infinite with the combo. Now for the Mulligan guide, first thing to look out for are early game removal tools such as natural causes. This also allows you to establish a board, which is also something that you're going to be trying to do through things like Witchwood Apple or Cactus Construct. Outside of this, you're going to be looking for draw power cards such as Take to the Skies for easy access to Splish Splash Whelp. And this is a perfect example of a ramp card that you will want to keep in your starting hand. Now, with that all being said, let's look at some games. Okay, time for a game against Warrior. Let's see what they have in store for us today. Oh, this opener doesn't look bad. Probably going to get rid of Ignis, I'd assume. Ignis is actually a card that I almost decided to cut out at one point, but ended up keeping it. We could also just keep it in the opener too. Take to the Skies is actually pretty decent. And then so is Nourish. But I'm pretty sure we'll probably get rid of Ignis if I had to guess. Yeah. Oh. I mean, Kael'thas Warrior matchup makes me a little bit worried just because they could be playing Dirty Rat. They're a 40 card deck. Okay. They're just passing it to us. Great. We could double coin the Take to the Skies, but I think we'll just pass it to them. Oh, Take to the Skies number 2. We only have 3 dragons in the deck. Older versions had more, but I like the consistent access to the Splish Splash Whelps and then Topior. It helps you so much with your curve. It's actually incredibly nice. There's Splish Splash, which means if we use one of the Take to the Skies, actually we could double coin Nourish, and then, I guess, Hero Power Face. Okay. I'm assuming they're Taunt Warrior with that card. That's an interesting card, too. Let's get the other Whelp out of the deck. Then Topior, which will allow us to slam down Topior next turn. Or we could slam down the other Whelp just to scale up. Because we don't have any other dragons in the deck, and that might actually be the better play in the long run. How do we want to do this? Let's... I probably should have put down the Whelp first. We do have ways... Never mind, we do have Dragon Tails. But Sire is probably the best bet just to stack the deck too. I know that is looking a little bit weird, but I want him online as quickly as possible. The next turn we can forge Embrace of Nature. And who knows, maybe we'll actually see a Whelp. Come on, Dragon Tails, let's go. We're not going to be burning anything. And then we can slam this down, and this will hopefully, and it does not. Okay. I'm going to grab the AoE, just because we can. We don't really have too many spells that we care about them discarding with that card. I am shocked someone's actually running it. This isn't the meta where I would have expected it, but you know, you run the cards you gotta run, right? Oh, that is interesting. I think we'll AoE here, and then Hero Power, get rid of another one of the minions. It doesn't discard anything again. We do also have Ray Estraza in case we go into late game and we need to get some more dragons, I guess, as an alternate win. I actually thought about running like ETC in this list. Again, it's one of those things, though, I don't know what you would cut out for. The space in the list actually feels a lot tighter than it is. Maybe the Dragon Tails number 2. Because I ended up cutting one of them out for a third bounce back. Which sounds weird, again, on paper, but it actually isn't that bad of an idea. Because in theory, you can go infinite. And going infinite is better than having a limited amount of damage no matter what. Well, not no matter what. If the limited amount of damage is usually what it takes to finish off the game, then that doesn't really matter. I am curious why they did it in that order, but it is what it is. Okay, so there's a 6/8 out on board. Embrace of Nature number 2. We can forge this. This is our nature spell. Drum Circle, 1 mana off from being able to use good old Drum Circle, but I'll take it. Let's slam down Golden Wing, and then this will allow us to get rid of both minions, and then pass it back to them to go face. Oh, both of them are so even bigger taunts. Okay, so we definitely need to start piling on the minions here. None of those are nature spells. I know this looks bad. I want to pull off the combo. Look, I make bad plays so I can pull off wacky combos. Wacky combos are better footage than not wacky combos, okay? I feel like I say this at least once a video where that comes up. Okay, so we have one of these survive. So we're looking for our bounce backs. This should get us Drum Circle out of the deck. Yeah. And then we can slam down that on the same turn as Disciple, which is good. Ah. Well, I mean, yeah. It's going to be interesting. Maybe we don't have to do it in that order yet. We can just attack here. And then slam that. Slam this one down. Slam down the mistake because we probably made a mistake. And then go face. Oh. You know what's funny? Taunt Warrior was definitely a deck that I tried to make work quite a few times. And then I just kept forgetting about it this set. And I also should have done that in that order there. But or in the reverse order there, but okay. Now that is a card that I'm kind of worried about. And also worth mentioning, now that they fixed Odin, I think the Odin list that I used to bounce things back, probably for the best, a second Ray Estraza. I'm going to get rid of that big minion there and then attack into the other minion. And then hopefully they clear out the board next turn. Oh, please. We do have a lot of cards in our deck. As long as they don't hit a bounce back, we should be good. The funniest thing, though, is we could use the Ray Estraza just to start getting an advantage, but it does play with the amount of space we need for the combo. Okay, they're going to armor up. Now, what are we going to top deck? Nourish. Okay. I'm going to slam down one of these 1-cost minions. There's one bounce back. Then there's Ignis. Let's draw another card. This gets rid of their minion on board. And then we go face. Really, really close to this combo too. At least it did not hit anything we needed. Prince Renathal, hey buddy! Funny coincidence that we drew into ours instantly after I said, hey, Prince Renathal, hey there, buddy. Alright, let's grab Poisonous and then draw 2 cards. Additional draw power is good. We are probably burning a card next turn, Innovate. Oh, and Brewmaster, so even if we burn a card, we don't really care. We have full combo in hand. Or I should say full combo in this version of the list. In later versions, not full combo, but you know, eh. Yes, leave our 1 minion up, please. Thank you. Alright. We're on even polarity. Slam down good ol' Kael'thas. Bounce back Ignis. Probably should have won face first. Slam down Thaddius. Slam down Ignis. Probably should have just bounced back the bounce back, but it is what it is. Grabbing another weapon, grabbing lifesteal because we can, and draw power because we also can. Now we bounce back the bounce back. We slam down our 19 damage Sire Denathrius. We bounce the bounce. And then we bounce the bounce. Or Sire, doesn't actually matter there. And we finish them off with the Toast of a Century. GG. Let's go. Okay, time for our game against Mage. Let's see what they have in store for us. We are going second here. We could coin out Embrace of Nature's Forge ability on turn 1, but I kind of want to use the Apple on turn 1 instead, just to get it out of our hand, and then we have the 2 minions for the board, so we can actually swarm the board a little bit. It does look like our opponent is just roping us for the fun of it on turn 1, because some people do this, and I don't understand why people do it, but they do, because they are probably going to pass it to us right now, and yes, they did, because that's the type of person they are. Okay, just going to use this, pass it back to them. Okay, Vast Wisdom. We won't know right away what they get, but that could be a little bit worrisome if they do generate some of the secrets. Since this deck doesn't really have too many minions that we want to get rid of instantly, just going to force that down. We could coin out or double coin the Summer Child next turn if we really want to. Vast Wisdom number 2. Ooh, more draw power. I do think... Oh, I guess we're going to go like this. Dragon Tails. I ended up cutting one of the Dragon Tails out of this list for a third Brewmaster because I realized after this game that we could actually go infinite with the combo if we had a third one. It's amazing. Something like this exists in Standard and no one is talking about it. It's great. I love wacky combos like this. This is my bread and butter when it comes to thinking of Hearthstone decks. Okay, Kael'thas, that is good for the combo later. We have 2 of the main combo pieces we need. We just need to draw into the Brewmasters early. Going to grab 2 higher cost cards here. Drum Circle and Sire. Great. The nice thing about Sire is he'll start being fed into by all of our tokens. Honestly speaking, we would have preferred to have a good old Sire after we slam down Topior, but it is what it is. Having the Drum Circle is always nice too. We do have a lot of draw power in this deck. That is one of the main hurdles. There are a lot of cards within this list. Drum Circle number 2. That it feels a little bit worse. Yeah, let's coin that out and then hopefully we can play one of the dragons that we randomly get. Or we could actually just go face. Actually, no, this... Please, we just need to not burn a Brewmaster. That's all we need right now. Outside of that, we have perfect combo in hand. Like, we'll probably slam down the 4-drop dragon next turn, and then slam down one of the drum circles just to slam it down, get some damage in. I'm curious if they're going to try to wipe out our board. I'm curious if they even know what we're up to be honest. Okay, they do clear out a little bit of our board. There's the first infuse on Sire, which is great for us. Solid Alibi, great. I mean, at least it's now and not later. Oh, also, you could do this combo with Astalor instead of bouncing back Sire, which in probably quite a bit of games would be your better option, I would say. But Sire is a lot more funny. That's the honest truth. If we were going for the most consistent way to do this, we would probably use Cover Artist instead of Kael'thas. And then we would just copy 2 Thaddiuses instead of 1. But again, Kael'thas, I just wanted to use him. It's been so long since I've used him. Oh, reverbs. Then I'll ping our minion. Okay, so we have a few options. We are going to gain a bunch of armor. We might actually just want to draw Planted Evidence. Okay, I think we're going to draw 2. See what we grab. Construct is good. Can actually get us some really useful minions. That really isn't the most useful, but we can use it now just to hero power. Might be a little bit of a waste, and we are taking a little bit of damage, but I'm hoping... I mean, we've seen some of the Mining Mage cards so far, so I'm hoping they just aren't running Sif, or we get our combo off before they can get theirs. Or enough armor, I don't really care which first. So they definitely are mining. They're mining for some gold, and hopefully they don't get any from me. Ooh, Disciple! Actually is really good. Allows us to feed into Sire pretty well. I'm probably gonna grab... actually, Take Two Disguise is probably the best bet. I had a game where I accidentally milled a combo piece by using due process from a random generation. So we're not going to repeat that mistake. So we do have Tropior, which is great. Okay. I mean, that does buff up cards in your hand. And Druid historically doesn't have too many ways to deal stuff with stuff like that. The question is, can we survive if we do slam down Tropior first? We're probably going to use natural causes first, I'd assume. Okay, Brewmaster. I'm just checking for a counterspell. That's all we're doing here. Perfect. Get rid of that minion. Then... Okay, so it isn't counterspell. We're probably going to slam down Bronze Explorer first and then Tropior, I would guess. Really, all we're looking for is the second Brewmaster. And I guess we do need a 2-cost minion to bounce back, or one of our trees to survive. It doesn't really matter what survives as long as we have something to live. I am a little bit worried of Sif. Sif is something that's always worrisome, especially in a matchup like this. How do people always generate the perfect cards when they're playing a deck like that, and then whenever I play it, it just doesn't work? For some reason, it doesn't work. Okay, let's see. Is this going to be objection? It is. Slam down Tropior. That's good. That's a good combo there. And we could do combo next turn, depending on what they actually have. Their reverbs doesn't really do too much here. Now that could do something. Come on. They have used both reverbs. Of course, they have a second one. Okay, so... Okay, that is a 2-cost minion for the combo. I really want to use Alexstrasza here to test if it's objection. Like, if it goes through, it goes through. And it does go through. Okay, so we're... Also, I'm pretty sure this is definitely a game where Astalor probably would have been a better win con instead of Sire here. And we have to wait an additional turn to pull off the combo now. But the good news is we know one of them is an objection. It doesn't really matter what the 3 secrets are. One's probably counterspell, I'd assume. I would love to draw into more cards with Nourish, but it really depends on what we top deck here too. They are getting rid of our minion. Come on, give us something cool. Aquatic Form. Aquatic Form actually... Okay, never mind. Probably should have used Aquatic Form first, just to draw some additional cards. Sure, get a free 0-cost Aquatic Form. I don't mind. Yeah, grabbing Nourish ended up working in our favor anyways. Okay, there's that second Saloon. Get rid of the 1/3, just so I don't have to deal with the next turn. All right, we have full combo unless they have another secret, and then we have to wait a few turns. I don't know what I guess Malagos would be what we'd slam down instead. I am curious of what cards they have in hand. They should have their Hawk already. They've went through both reverbs, which is good, unless they generated another one. All right, let's try this out. Depending on how this hits, we might actually just have lethal here. Come on. Okay, there's Thaddius. We bounce back Astalor. And this is where I should bounce back the bounce back. Slam down Sire. Oh, wait. Could you actually go infinite? If I just... Oh, no, you couldn't. Well, maybe you could. No. You need the third bounce back. Then we almost have lethal. And you know what's the sad thing? We would have had lethal if I had used Embrace of Nature first, because that would have got rid of one of the minions on board. I mean, it was almost a picture perfect game here. Ooh. Okay, so how are we actually coming back from here? We do have the Astalors in hand. We are probably going to have to attack into Thaddius. As bad as that looks like, we probably will have to do it. And of course they generated a bounce back of their own. Of course Sire has to go. Oh, and Solid Alibi. Okay, so we have to live this turn. That is gonna... How do we do this? Legitimately, how do we do this? Oh, that's it. I forgot we put that at the top of the deck. We're gonna have to hero power, aren't we? I really hate doing this, but we gotta do it like this. Leaving Thaddius up for additional turn is just too risky of a move, and I can't do it. To be fair, they only had 4 cards, but it doesn't matter. Like, Thaddius is just insane to give to opponent for free. Oh, Sargeras, hey buddy. We basically have 2 ways to try to do this, depending on what ability they choose on that Sargeras there. Okay. Okay. I'm assuming they're going to put up the taunts. 14 damage on Astalor. I think... Okay, so if they have 6 minions on board, the chances of them not living through this shouldn't be that high, right? Come on. Should probably Lunar Eclipse first, but I guess I did not see it, and it doesn't matter. GG. Haha. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, I played quite a few different variants of this list. This is the 4th one, where it had a 70% win rate across the 10 games I played with it. I know that's a lot lower than my normal game count, but I am on vacation as this is being uploaded right now. However, unless Blizzard decided to nerf the Brewmasters, which I very much doubt they will, this version of the list should still hold up even after the changes went through, and could be even stronger than before because, in theory, some of the weaknesses of this deck are aggro decks, since you are going to be relying on Drum Circle and Top Hero to keep yourself alive within those matchups. And if I got to test this deck a little bit more, maybe I could have actually pulled off the infinite version of the combo using the 3 Brewmasters instead of 2. Overall, if you've been looking for something to use Kael'thas, Sinstrider in, and Sire Denathrius, this is the perfect deck for you to try out. And honestly, probably one of the better decks to play them in before they rotate out at the beginning of next year. But like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.